I know you're nervous. You're scared. Stomach is bubbling. Okay, your hands might be shaking. You look like you got it together, but you don't. Because you're about to go on stage. And you're full of anxiety and you don't know what to do and how to stop it. I'm going to share with you how you can overcome that in this video. Why? Because this is Communication Skills Worth Millions. I'm your platform partner, your hustler, homie Jackson. Addicted to action and making things happen. And let's get straight into it. So I hit so many performers, speakers, teachers go on the stage. I don't care if they've been speaking for 20 years. They still get a little nervous. And being nervous is a good thing because it's a sign that your body is building up the adrenaline that you need, that you can transfer into energy, that once you start speaking, the nervousness can leave. However, you watching this video are probably a new speaker and you're not as experienced. And so I'm going to show you how you can gain some experience to overcome those jitters and use that energy to empower yourself. First and foremost, I want you to keep in mind when it comes to nervous energy, usually it has to be worked out. You gotta do something about it. I've seen people go on stage and just straight freeze. I remember I was doing a speech competition against this guy. He'd been speaking for a while. He was speaking for like 4 or 5 years, and he was intimidated by me for whatever reason. And he was speaking against me, and he went first. And man, that dude was speaking about 30. He was looking at me the entire time. I'm like, why are you looking at me? I'm speaking to the audience, brother. I'm just here enjoying. I'm smiling. So, man, about 30 seconds into the speech, dude looked at me. He froze. He said, you know what? I can't do this. He could not remember his speech. He went blank. He was so focused on the wrong thing, he went blank. So first and foremost, I want you to remind yourself, why in the hell are you going on stage in the first place? You need to know why you're going up there. And you're not going up there to look good. You are going up there to help some people, goddammit. You got to know you got a mission. When you on stage, it's not about you when you looking good. Goddammit, it's like you can do that by your goddamn self. You want to look good for real? Go help some people, man. All right? Don't try to go up there and impress people because you got a vocabulary and show people I'm so much of an amazing speaker. Man, then now you focused on the wrong thing. You up there looking like a goddamn fool. So what you want to do is just focus on, hey, I'm going to help people. And it's almost like if you see a kid walking in the street finna get hit by a car, I don't care how nervous or afraid you are, something's going to take over you and you're going to boom, go in there and grab them. You're not going to think. And that's what you need to do as a speaker, man. Stop thinking about yourself and just go help some people. Now, what way can you do that practically is when you go to the event, start talking to people at the event before you start speaking and try to connect with 1 or 2 people and just ask them questions. Just ask them. Like I go do this all the time. I go to an event, I meet people. I say, man, and people don't even know that I'm the speaker a lot of times. I say, man, what did you learn today? I mean, what are you coming here to get? What are you expecting today? What do you think is the biggest problem, with your business or as it pertains to what we're talking about? What would you change if you could change anything? And when you get to talking to people and then you let them tell you, now you carry on that conversation when you go on the stage and doing your talk. And you can say, man, at the beginning of this today, I was just talking to Lisa, and Lisa was just telling me about one of the biggest problems when it comes to the company is that, there's no conflict resolution. Boom. And so now that's helping me overcome my nervousness because I'm focusing on Lisa and helping Lisa. I'm just spreading her message. So that's one way. It's talking to people, helping somebody else, man. Come on. That's a major way you should do it. Also, move your body around, man. Go do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, do some jumping jacks, go for a walk, drink some water, put some ice on your face, some ice cold water. These things will help. I'm not saying they're going to work for everybody, but you got to know yourself. Those things do work, though. If you move around, that works for me. When I move around, do some jumping jacks, do some push-ups, do a headstand, because you got to work some of that nervous energy out. Do some. You know what works for me for real is I do something awkward to embarrass myself just to get the embarrassment out the way. So it'd be something really awkward. Like I'll sit on the floor. Like everybody else will be standing up and like at the event, and I'll be in the back by myself. I'll just sit down on the floor. you know, and I'm watching the event. And I look weird, but I do it on purpose because now I'm putting myself in an uncomfortable space. So by the time I go on stage, I'm already used to being uncomfortable. I'm no longer uncomfortable anymore. Or another thing, I stay standing up the whole time. So that way, by the time they call me and I go on stage, I'm full of energy and excitement already because I've already been standing up. So some of that nervousness is gone. All right. And okay, so that's another thing. Here's something else you could try is write your introduction word for word, like your first paragraph, know it word for word. So that way that could get you started. So just if you're nervous about, I can't remember anything, just repeat the first, have a quote, have a story, something that you know like the back of your hand. You say that for the first 1 minute, and then afterwards you get into the rest of the presentation. Boom. And so, because by the time you start hearing your voice and you up there, you're going to get used to it. You're going to adapt and adjust, and the energy is going to change. So usually the nervousness is mostly the fear is right before you do something. If you think about that, that's the in life period. Like the nervous energy, like I remember when I was a kid and my mom would say, boy, I was bad. She was like, when I get home from work, I'm gonna whoop you. Like I would be nervous the whole day because my mama used to work throughout the day. So I'm nervous thinking that at any point, like she's gonna come home and whoop me. And that was worse than the actual whooping, because once I got the whooping weren't even that bad. I'm like, it really wasn't that bad, you know? So it's the anticipation that kills people, the suspense. So the best thing is to memorize how your first paragraphs together, so that way when you go up there, boom, you're gonna trigger yourself. And you can create a trigger, so that way when you say certain lines and you use certain body movements to get yourself to program yourself, neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. So that way when you say the word power, automatically you programmed yourself to when you hear and say the word power, boom, you shift yourself in a certain mind state. So that way you incorporate that in your introduction, and you say, yes, this is an amazing introduction. I love when I get the chance to help people and have more power in their lives. And then you go power. And when you do that, boom, now you're going to feel power because you trained yourself to feel a certain way every time you hear the word power. So that's a whole nother level of the game that I got to charge you for if you want to get the details of that. But I hope a few of these things help. Like I said so many. Rewatch the video. I can give you so many more, but this is just a foundation. I'm at 7 minutes in. I don't want to make this video too freaking long, but I want for y'all to just vibe out and rock out with that, with overcoming anxiety. When you practice, the more that you practice, the more you get used to it with repetition. But let me tell you, every time if you're not nervous, that's a problem, because